Hey guys, this is Vineet Pandey, and today we are going to deal with a very crucial topic, mostly as in interviews. And yes, this topic has troubled even the big shots of literature. This is the topic we are going to deal with, the difference between short story, novel, novella, and novelette. My dear friends, it has been easy for all of us to talk about short story and a novel because in graduation level or in some basic level where the graduation level understanding is required, mostly the questions are like this: what is the difference between short story and a novel? But my dear friend, if you are attempting the Public Service Commission interviews for your government jobs, you're going for UPSC interviews with your English literature optional, or you're going for State Public Service Commission interviews for your KV, for your PGT, for your assistant professor's vacancy, they will simply ask you a question with a smile and you will be left all alone with that answer. The question is the difference between short stories, novelettes, novella, and novel. When I started my own career professionally, there were a lot of basic questions in my mind. One of them was, what are the basic difference between short story, a drama, a novel? What is a paragraph? What is a paraphrase? I would get confused with these things. Sometimes we don't work on our basic curiosities. What is a ode? What is a lyric? And we make blunders when these questions are actually asked in some interviews or in exams. Have you ever wondered about it? If you have wondered about this thing, write it in your comments. There are certain words like novellas and novelettes. It's not that common. Even toppers, gold medalist people, they can get stuck. And that's why I decided to bring this in front of you, because the difference between novella and novelette was asked in RPSC first grade interview. As one of my students, she told me that she was asked this question. My dear friends, the most important thing about this is that I'm going to tell you, or I'll be trying to put some light on this major difference. And here I'll also talk about flash fiction, short story, novelette, novella, and a novel. So first thing, this is the basic difference, and I would ask you to take a pen and paper so that it can be memorized by you and studied by you. Flash fiction, minimum 53 to maximum 1000 words. That is the size of flash fiction. Flash fiction is one of the shortest method of writing. 53 words to 1000 words. Please write it. Then short stories. 3500 words to 7500 words. This particular limit is categorized as short story. Then novelettes. Novelettes are like 7500 words to 17,000. Yes, 7,500 words to 17,000 words. Novelette, a small novel. Then novella. Joseph Conrad wrote multiple novellas. 17,000 words to 40,000 words. Novellas. The next one we have is novels. 40,000 plus and no limit. Do you know the longest novel in English literature? Yes, I know you know it. Write it in the comments. And when I'm asking you a question, let's make it tough. Also mention the longest Indian English novel in English language. Longest novel in Indian English, written by an Indian in English. I'm sure all my students must be smiling. Write in your comments, and till then, we talk about the first and the most important thing, flash fiction. I understand this that 90% students will be wondering that sir is saying it's basic and we have not even heard about it. But it's simple. Mostly in universities, they don't teach these things. So if you are learning it from YouTube, you have a reason to like the channel and put the title Flash Fiction. Do you know it is also known as short stories, microfiction, or postcard fiction? This is very important because they ask you the questions in exam using these words and you get confused. So microfiction, postcard fiction, these are the most important things, and the writers, they feel pride They are showing their talent that even following the very small, limited content and having very limited words, they can write a beautiful story. Some works of flash fiction have only 53 words, while others have 1000. These works used to be referred as short stories until in the year 2000 they started using a word flash fiction. Flash fiction is a modern term for short stories. Became the norm. It has become a norm now. Now, what's a short story? What is a short story? See, short story has 3500 words, then maximum 7500 words. And here the difference between short story, novelette and novella is actually the word count. An average short story usually has 3500 words and not more than 7500 words. Traditionally, short stories were meant to be read in single sitting. You started reading, you finished it. Single sitting. They are simply published in magazines. They are mostly fixed in the school syllabus or the anthologies. Short story is one of the most common forms of writing. It is often used to describe a single event. The greatest short story writer in India, Mr. Ruskin Bond, in Russia, Anton Chekhov, and overall, Alice Munro. They are the most important writers related to this genre. After short story, the next term we have is novelette. According to Austin Kirk, 7,500 words to 17,000 words, novelette is simply a complete narrative fictional prose. The novelette was simply known as a romantic story, a sentimental story, but in modern times, this term is rarely used. People avoid using these terms. Novelette is longer than a short story and shorter than a novella. This is the main thing that you have to remember. Let's go for the question then, what is a novella? Again, as I told you, the basic difference is the word count. Novella is having 17,000 words to 40,000 words. From 17,000 to 40,000 words, first ever introduced in the timings of Renaissance. But this genre was not that much famous until the 18th-19th century came the ages for novels, which are known as Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess and The Metamorphosis by Kafka are one of the finest example of this style. See, they can have multiple subplots, they can have twists, they can have characters. As I've told you, that the length is there. So that's a clear difference that word counts will actually separate it from novelette and a proper novel. Now let's go for the most important and the final term, novel. The word novel and novelette came from the Italian word novella, feminine novello. Novella, novello, novelette, novel. They all have Italian origin. And when we talk about what is novel, any written piece of work which has a plot and a story and has 40,000 plus words. My dear friend, this is one of the first definition. 40,000 plus words. It is one of the common reference of a modern novel. A novel simply can involve major characters, subplots, conflicts. They have multiple point of views. They have digressions. They have debates. And due to this considerable length, a novel is meant to be read over a period of days. The plot moves forward through many characters, action, thoughts. It needs multiple days of understanding, learning. It focuses on every character's psychology, tries to develop that psychology for the reader. The word count of a novel is really debatable. There are people, they say, why to be calling it 40,000? What if it is only of 36,000? What if it is only of 15,000 to 20,000? So no doubt the words are not the perfect way to create a differentiation, but these are the most accepted, widely accepted ways of having a difference between these things. The greatest novels have actually crossed the lines of 40,000 words. That's why it is taken as the 40,000 words is the base. Do you know Harry Potter series has 10 lakhs 84,170 words. Imagine, my dear friends, 10 lakh 84,170 words. This is something, a great difference. So this word count is one of the first base, and as the world is following this, we have to follow it. अब यहाँ पे हटा के- अब ऐसा होना। So, my dear friends, I hope you loved the presentation. I'm 100% sure that you have got the ideas, and if this video has added even a small amount of knowledge in your mind and some energy in your soul, subscribe, share, and put this video in your college WhatsApp groups. Deal with, दोबारा से, share it with your teachers and keep commenting so that I can understand what is the next topic you want me to teach you. Thank you so much.